Good afternoon. I'm Father Mike Dekowitz, the director of the Addiction Recovery Ministry. We're continuing our Monday discussions on matters concerning addiction and recovery. For the past few weeks, we've been talking about the steps. Today, we're going to look at step 3. Step 3 says, make a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. That very first phrase, make a decision. What a simple, direct, and concise phrase. Make a decision. For those of us who have struggled with a substance abuse disorder or an alcohol or are addicts, making a decision can seem totally out of reach. Absolutely impossible. How? How do you make a decision after years of abuse? The capacity to choose, to make a decision, has been completely taken away from you. You've been robbed of the ability and the capacity to decide. The drug, the alcohol, they've made all the decisions. The only decision has been how to get it, how to keep it, to make sure you don't run out. Nothing else matters. Not your family, your friends, your health, your life. So now, in step 3, it says, I am asked to make a decision. And then not just any decision, but a decision to turn our life and our will over to the care of God. When the only God I've known is the substance I've been addicted to. Alone, that's absolutely impossible. We need the others to help us know what a decision even is. Never mind how to make a decision. And then what does it mean? What does it mean to make a decision? This is where the fellowship of AA and NA and a sponsor are so vital. Like you, they too have struggled. They have struggled with the complexity and confusion and fear, especially around making decisions. They can understand your hesitancy and your terror. They can be with you at this real moment of angst. Now, this decision has to do with God. What can be more terrifying than making a decision about God? And this is the first concrete decision I'm asked to make in this step. It's about God. In the best of times, the idea of God is difficult to comprehend. And many people in early recovery already have a very negative, angry, and complex issue or idea of God. Some confuse God with religion, and they're not the same. Some have simply walked away from God. For some, God represents controlling authority, just waiting for you to fail. So how can you make a decision about God? Then it said, as we understood Him. What does that mean? Does that mean that God is something that we create? This concept is very confusing and even frightening. God is ever welcoming, inviting us to enter the mystery of willingness, the mystery of a willingness to be dependent on this higher power, this God. And that willingness to embrace the mystery, to accept dependence, leads us to freedom. Now, I think what this step is saying to us is we can approach God at our own pace. We can take our time becoming more comfortable with the idea of God. we can begin to quiet down, quiet the noise in our head, begin to see God's presence in many ways. One of the ways we're going to see God's presence is in other people, especially the people in our group, our home group, because they can manifest for us a power greater than ourselves as they collectively affirm and love us, and in doing so manifest for us God's presence. God is wonder. God is mystery. As such, God is not to be known. No. God is rather to be encountered and experienced. And we begin to experience God in the fellowship that leads us to freedom and sobriety. As such, we are asked in step 3 to turn our will and our lives over to the very essence of love, to the very essence of tolerance, to the very essence of welcome, manifesting in us and in a variety of people and experiences and encounters the wonder, majesty, and mystery of God. The God of our understanding is the God of love, of tolerance, of welcome. So, step 3 holds out for us the invitation to simply embrace the mystery, to celebrate the wonder, to know that God knows, loves, and understands us as we are, and is made manifest to us in many ways as we begin this journey into recovery. Thank you. I'll see you next week. And let's conclude now with the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Goodbye.